let's resume our tutorial about the polar covalent bond. Let's take another example, ammonia NH3. Ammonia has central nitrogen atom surrounded with 3 hydrogen atoms on the corners. Nitrogen has 5 electrons in the outer shell, while hydrogen has 1. This means that hydrogen is going to share 1 electron with nitrogen atom, and nitrogen is going to share 3 electrons, 1, 2, 3, okay, with each of 3 hydrogen atoms. Nitrogen has a higher electronegativity than each. Okay, you will learn from the values of electronegativity that you will be looking at in the next slide. As nitrogen has a higher electronegativity, this means that it's going to attract those 6 electrons more to itself, generating a partial charge on the ends. So nitrogen will have partial negative charge. How many? Nitrogen shares 3 electrons, so it will have partial 3 negative charge, while each of the 3 hydrogen atom will have partial positive charge, only 1, because it does share only 1. So I can say that we have here 3 polar covalent bonds in ammonia molecule. Let's go to the values of electronegativity to understand more. What you need to understand here, the greater the electronegativity difference, the greater the ionic nature of the bond. So what do you mean by ionic? Ionic, so I have 1 positive ion and 1 negative ion. Let's take an example of ionic compound like sodium chloride and another example from covalent compound like hydrogen chloride. We need to compare the electronegativity differences. Difference in electronegativity in NaCl and in HCl. In NaCl, sodium, okay, has 0.93 electronegativity. Cl has 3.16. If you subtract those, the answer will be higher than 1.7. The difference in electronegativity here is 2.23, comparing to in the HCl, which is 3.16 minus 2.2 equal 1.96. So the greater the electronegativity difference, the greater the ionic character of the bond. You know from last term that NaCl is an ionic compound, while HCl is a covalent compound. NaCl is a metal and non-metal bonding. Covalent bond or HCl is non-metal bonding. So as the difference in electronegativity increases, as the ionic character of the bond increases. If the electronegativity difference, here difference, if the electronegativity difference is 0, the molecule is nonpolar or the bond is a nonpolar covalent bond. If the difference is between 0.4 to 1.7, it will be a polar covalent bond. If the difference in electronegativity is higher than 1.7, the bond is said to be an ionic. And this table illustrates the character and type of chemical bond that form with differences in their electronegativity. So the most ionic one, is when the difference is more than 1.7. Okay. If it's from 0.4